This is something that may be less common nowadays, but probably more important than ever. Let's talk about how to demonstrate honesty and integrity at work. Let's start with some definitions. First, honesty. Speaking the truth. It may be a little more than that, though. I think it's also about being true. You know, when you're true to something, you're committed to it. You pay attention to the principles, the underlying values that drive it. So it's more than just speaking the truth. It's really being true to the principles that are in play. That's how I'm going to define honesty. Integrity is the match between my words and my manifestations. Think about what that means. You know what your words are. It's whatever you're saying. And if you're speaking the truth, that puts you in a very good position to have integrity, which is the match between my words and my manifestations, or what shows up in the world. So if I were to say, for example, honey, I'll be home by 8 o'clock. Those are my words, right? Now, what's my manifestation? My manifestation is what time reads on the clock when I show up at home. If my words match my manifestation, that's integrity. So let's go with those two definitions as we talk about how we can implement this at work. It's really hard to be perfectly honest because there's little things that get in the way. Now, if there's been a pattern of not being honest, it's going to take a little bit of practice to change that pattern. As we begin to practice a new pattern, let's try this to get us started. Learn to use your pause button. Did you know that you have one? Push the pause button. It's located right here. And when you press that pause button, that will remind you, just chill for a minute. Before you say anything, pause. There's an important thing that we're going to do during the pause. I'll share that with you in just a minute. It takes a little practice to push that pause button. If you forget where it is, just look in the mirror. There's a little pause button right there. Okay, it's actually called your philtrum. Press it. Quiet down. Pause for just a minute. That will give you the time that you need to intentionally take this a different direction, because we're going to practice honesty and integrity in what we're about to say. While you're paused, ask yourself 3 questions before you say whatever it is you were going to say. Question number 1, is it true? Remember, honesty is speaking the truth, and it's also being true to principle. Is it true what I'm about to say? Question number 2, is it useful? Some things that are true are not particularly useful. Have you noticed this? And this has to do with being true to principle. Kindness, for example, is a principle that might supersede whatever it is you are going to say that might be true, but it's not particularly useful. The third question, is it kind? It might even be useful, but if it's not kind, you're not being true to your principles. So to really practice honesty and integrity, pause, ask the 3 questions. Is it true? Is it useful? Is it kind? If it passes that test, then it's very likely that this is a good thing for you to say. You won't even know that if you haven't paused. So try that. As we're more careful about what we actually say, it's easier to hit the integrity part, where that's the match between our words and our manifestations. So the last point that I want to make about this is, say what you mean what you say, do what you say you will do when you said you'd do it. It's that simple. Do what you said you would do. If you commit to it, show up, Do what it is that you said that you would do, and do it by when you said you would do it. That's pretty simple. I think I learned that from my parents, for sure, from my grandparents. This is something that I think we need to instill more in our own children. What would happen in our world if we all showed up with more honesty and integrity? Can you imagine what that would feel like? Where's it going to start? I think it has to start with each one of us. Let's try those tips and see if we can make a difference. None of us are perfect. You probably noticed some things that you could improve on. Yeah, welcome to the club. Me too. In fact, let's help each other out with this. I don't know if you were aware of the many resources that are available to you that can help you live with more honesty and integrity. Come on over to Live on Purpose Central, where we've put together a variety of resources just for you to accomplish that. Join a community of people who are also concerned about making that kind of a difference in our world. I hope to see you there soon.